in the middle when I do a little dance to the turns they light. So jump, in a moment. Margella got me feeling iconic. And if you can't groove, she don't want it. Great sex, say less.
Baby, what you talking about?
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to a very loud and a very sold-out Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Strap in, the first of 3 on this Sunday. What a day we have in store. Super Wild Card Weekend on EA Sports. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. They begin with a run by Davis, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Has his man, it's Shakir. So nothing doing there, and that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Give him credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
One, ready? 11, 11, 11. 12, 12, 12. Stop.
Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. Takes it to about the 37.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37.
12, 12, 12.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
11, 11, 11.
Now it's Burrow. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase, 63 yards. And the Bengals will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Well, we knew they had the crowd on their side. Their defense has already made a stop, and now here's an opening drive touchdown.
Yeah, how about the defense making the stop, offense feeling their momentum that they've generated, and turning it into points on their side. So now you've got a team working together, and you've got the crowd involved fully on their side in this ball game.
And in this playoff atmosphere, that 12th man means even more. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Khalil Shakir, 72 yards. And the Bills are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there. Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
11, Thomas. 11, MT, Tate. 11, Josh.
Now it's Burrow. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Here now, 3rd and a yard.
Here we go, here we go. Shot.
Now they go play action now. Burrow. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Here we go.
2nd and 5.
11, 11, 11, 11. Shot.
Burrow will throw. That one taken in by T. Higgins. But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. His 1st catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
Get set. Eleven, 11. Shot.
Burrow looking to pass. Touchdown, Bengals. Cole Kmet, 28 yards, and the Bengals have taken the lead.
We're still in the 1st quarter, but it's apparent they're going to have to come up with a different defensive game plan for him because right now he's kind of having his way against that defense and has added a touchdown to the list. How do you slow him down? They're going to have to mix up some coverages, maybe change who's guarding him.
McPherson on for the point after. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the 1st quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
From the gun, it's Allen. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Allen. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So on 4th down, out is Ryan Rico to punt. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there's never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And a pretty good burst there as they get this across midfield and down to the 46.
12 yards that time and a Cincinnati 1st down.
And this is what you want to do in the first half of a playoff game. Get the running game established. He was a big part of their run to a division title. So they're going to rely on him to carry a heavy load here in the playoffs. He rips off a nice run there.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Here's Pacheco once again.
And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 41, here's a 2nd and 4.
Here we go, here we go.
Now here's a fake on the jet sweep as he'll go instead with Pacheco.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score.
That's the end of the 1st quarter with the score Bengals 14.
Ready for the 2nd quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Gun. Dot.
Pacheco gets it up the gut.
Shedding the tackler that gives him some room. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line.
55 yards rushing for him in this first half, as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs.
Here we go.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Here's Chase now on the jet sweep. And they're knocking on the door now. There's a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line.
11 more on that one and another 1st down.
An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs, even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
A terrible spot for a holding call as he'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal.
Mighty, 11 MT. Don.
Pacheco gets it and tries the left side.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Here we go.
1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further.
Don.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. He'll buy some time right, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Ed Oliver busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal.
11.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Kevin McPherson for the Bengals field goal. A 44-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about one-score lead, two-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for the Bengals TD. Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Shakir hauls it in. And he'll be touched down to the end, but a big play on that one.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the 1st down.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Allen to throw it. Throw right side, caught by Davis. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Allen now looks to throw. A minute 55 left to go in the first half of play. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
56, 56.
Allen. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down, and the Bengals will get the football back. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and We've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
Now 2nd and 5.
11. Stop.
Here's Burrow. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Dorian Williams leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati first down.
11 MT. Here we go.
First and 10 at the 47-yard
Now Burrow. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Burrow. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Here is 3rd and 5.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw again. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Burrow hooking up with Higgins for a Bengal first down.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
11 mighty. Stop.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run.
And in a situation like this, you're in the second half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up a first down.
11 MT tape. Stop.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that 3rd, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. T. Higgins in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Bill 7.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter.
Tyler Pass to kick off for Buffalo.
Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And able to get this out to the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
11.
On 2nd and 9, Burrow.
And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
They'll check this one down to Pacheco.
And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it.
And it looks like the defense has got it. And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
They'll try to get the run game going. Here's Davis. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now Allen. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks. He seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Allen off the play fake. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield.
Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time.
The Bills send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And taken at the 46. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 46-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
92 yards rushing for him now, as he has been a central figure in trying to get his guys to the 2nd round.
11 MT.
Play action. It's Burrow. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Carl Lawson. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Now it's Burrow.
There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet.
Still fighting. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender, because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there. And he did a lot.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
T. Higgins his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals have opened the lead up to 30. And he pushed it right. It's no good. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Now he's loose at the 40, and they will finally get to him down at the Bengals' 27-yard line. A big play here for Buffalo. 45 yards on the ground. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. To throw, it's Allen. That is caught. Kincaid with it. Touchdown, Bills. Dalton Kincaid, 27 yards. And the Bills get a bit closer. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division, but they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that will shave a bit off the lead as it's down to a 23-point game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Bengals drive about to get going. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second down at 7. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Open man is Higgins. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. One quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC.
Here we go.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Running left to give to Pacheco. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Making the play defensively, Carl Lawson. Then he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
11 mighty. 11.
Burrow will throw. Open man downfield is Chase. He's got it. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 19. That one goes for 24 yards. The passing game continues to be their friend, even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles. They're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Cole Kmet, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Bengals have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the fourth. Oh, this is blocked. And now the Bills have it. And nothing but daylight ahead. And all the way into the end zone, and that's 2 points. That is a play that you just do not see very often, maybe a couple times a year, the blocked extra point return for 2.
You can't afford to give anyone a free run at the kicker. Oftentimes, it's going to bounce off his hands or chest and head the other direction.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the... yard line.
At their own 49-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far. And they are... Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're looking at third and a few inches. Right back to Brown. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
So on fourth down, on is Evan McPherson and the Bengal field goal unit. McPherson's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so, and maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes.
Nightmare of a game continues for this quarterback, brought down with the game already decided. This sack adds insult to injury for him. Multiple turnovers, down by multiple touchdowns, now dumped early in a drive in the final quarter.
To the air, Allen. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw left side to Kincaid. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll show the defense.
And it's going to be...
It's Paul. I was listening to the album. Good luck. You're on your own.